Okay, Damilola, please, could you say that again? You just said something now about people thinking that having a mentor will make their life begin to work like magic.
Okay, so well, thank you so much for just tracking me back on that. I would want to say that most people always make mistakes about the whole idea called mentorship. If people realize that mentorship is a journey, they would understand that mentorship is not magic. Mentorship is not rocket science. So if I am fortunate to be on a mentorship cadre of on a mentorship ladder of Feladrotoy, like I am today, it doesn't mean that waking up from tomorrow morning I'll be going to do those things that Feladrotoy is doing, or it doesn't mean that okay. So starting from if by chance I get to um, I am on the team of Feladrotoy's mentorship team, and because I admire Feladrotoy so much, and there are a few things that I want to learn from him, and once I'm fortunate enough to get to his mentoring team, that doesn't make me automatically a perfect individual. That doesn't make me automatically that person that I want to see, because I have to understand that mentorship is a journey. So what do I mean by the journey? It is a journey of unlearning, relearning, and learning again. So it's a journey of you unlearning the old things that you have probably learned before, and relearning the new things that you've probably known before, but you are learning it in a new manner. And also, it's about you learning new things. So mentorship is a journey. It's a stepwise journey, and once you don't understand that scope of mentorship, once you don't understand that mentorship is a progress, that's why you find out that. When mentors would want to evaluate mentees, you begin evaluation by progress, evaluation by what have you been able to learn. That's why you see that they will constantly keep you in check of as to what you've learned and how has the journey been thus far for you. So if as a mentee you don't understand that mentorship is a journey, and you think that mentorship is just rocket science, and once you're working with this person, you feel like you should be like that person automatically, or you feel like, in a twinkle of an eye, things should just change for you, then you have probably gotten it all wrong. So you need to understand that mentorship is. So that's one of the myths that we need to bust about mentorship. Mentorship is not rocket science. Mentorship is a stepwise journey, and once you realize that it's a stepwise journey, it is easy for you to comprehend, and it's easy for you to follow through the process, knowing fully well that the process will yield that desired result. Another myth that I'll probably want to mention that we need to bust about mentorship is there is no assurance that mentorship will work for you. There is absolutely no assurance that mentorship will work for you. Now, for you as an individual, you could be learning something from somebody, or you could decide to adopt somebody's style, or you could decide to follow through somebody's life experiences and want that experience to make you a better person. But at the end of the day, that experience might not work for you, because there are no rules to life. We only have guiding principles to life. So the principle that works for person A might not work for person B. So you need to understand that at the end of the day, even if you don't get that desired result, you still then lose out on mentorship. So I would want to also bust that myth that, there's this feeling that once I am being mentored by somebody that has gone ahead in that industry, I am automatically going to make it. No, because that person is not a god. That person is just a senior. That person is just like a god with the small g. And even gods with the small g fail. Because even that person that is mentoring you at a point in time is also still making mistakes on his own journey. But it's just that because that person has gone ahead of you, the person's mistakes, the person still pick up from his own mistakes and understand how to cover up his own mistakes. So the second thing that I probably want to boast about mentorship is, don't see mentorship as a success story. No, it is a training story, not a success story. So you need to understand that for the fact that you are being mentored by somebody doesn't mean that principle will definitely work for you. So even if that principle does not work for you, what you have just learned from that person is another way by which that particular idea would not have worked for you. So you can't afford to stop. You can't afford to get demotivated because that particular mentorship idea or that particular mentorship scope didn't work for you. So that's like the number 2 myth that I want us to bust about mentorship. And number 3 that I think I want to mention and that I want to wrap up as regards busting myths on mentorship is that there's still a God factor in everything. Yeah, there's still a God factor in everything. So now, because I've identified a mentor, and I'm ready to follow through the process of learning, unlearning, and relearning, because I'm ready to understand that that particular principle and that particular rule of life might not work for me or might work for me. You need to also understand that that mentor is not a God. That mentor didn't create you. Yeah, there's still a part of understanding that you need to be able to key your realities. You need to be able to key in what you are made for into that thing that person is teaching you. So
Yeah.
take for example, I'm probably teaching you how to write A to Z, and I am a right-handed person. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, you see the way I write A to Z and you love it, but you're a left-handed person. So because you have adopted me as a mentor, you are now forcefully making yourself become a right-handed person. Now, what you are trying to do is you are trying to change your configuration that you have been given because you want to suit into my own style.
Yeah.
Now, you need to understand that I am not a God. Why not just pick your own left hand and learn how I write my own A to Z, so understand that even be finer than my own A to Z. So you need to understand that because I am your mentor, I am not your God with the big G. I didn't create you. So there's a part of your own realities that you must understand that mentorship ladder, that mentorship journey has to key into. So you have to understand that I'm working in line with what God has created you to be. I am trying to fit into I'm spelling out my principles for you because I want you to understand that you are you. So I am not Fela Drotoye. I am not Nia Adesoya. I am not Tamadeyemi. I am not Larry Olushola. I'm not John C. Maxwell. I am Damilola Abodunrin. Now I am learning from these people, but it doesn't mean that I have to be these people. So
Yeah.
there is a person that God has made me to be. And once I understand that fact, when I learn their principles will now make me a better person. So my realities at Damilola Abodunrin stands firm. My principles that I've learned from the principles I've learned from these people stands firm. Now I will now marry those two together and make my own world,
Yeah.
create my own realities, form myself around it. So that way, when somebody hears me says, oh, this person must have learned from somebody like this because it sounds like somebody like this, not because this person is this person. Nobody wants to come to an event and hear Peladro is speaking from Damilola Abodunrin. No. But what they want to hear is they want to hear Damilola Abodunrin that probably has mastered some of Fela Drotoye's skills, mastered some of Nia Adesonya's skills, mastered some of Abi's skills, mastered a bit of everything, then has now formed his own reality. So people need to understand that mentorship mentee relationship is not a God human being relationship. No. You have your own realities as an individual. Mentoring you is a small God, not a capital God. So you have to be able to fix your own realities in those things that you're learning from that person. I think will be the 3 major myths that I will be mentioning as regards mentorship mentee relationship.
Wow. Thank you. I see that these are actually very real. They are things that people are currently going through. And if there's anything I've been able to learn from what you said now about wrong notions, wrong ideas on mentoring, is the fact that young folks, young people need to begin to dispose of every borrowed conviction. You cannot say the proof of my mentoring relationship with so and so person is because I talk like him, is because I can dress like him, is because I can act and behave like him. It is rather in the fact that I have a conviction. I am sure of what I am saying. I have reasons for doing the things that I am doing because I am myself. I am not a clone of someone else. Wow, thank you so much, Damilola. We're going to go on a short break now, and when we return, I'm going to just ask you a little bit of a rider question on this you have mentioned.
Come back from break.
Okay, you're welcome back, and it's still Damilola Transparency Speaks on the show. We have been talking about mentoring, the importance of mentoring, and honestly, Damilola has been breaking and shaking some tables here. Okay, if you don't know what that means, it simply means he's been kind of messing with age-long theology here. And I believe that when you're done listening to him, if you understand his flow and his trend of thought, you will eventually agree with him. So, Damilola, thank you for coming on the show again.
My pleasure.
Before we went on break, I said I was going to ask you a question. And the question is a rider to a few things you mentioned just now about myths and preconceived notions, wrong ideologies of mentoring. Now,
Okay.
you said that the fact that you have a mentor does not mean mentoring will work for you. The fact that you're in a mentoring relationship does not automatically mean it is going to work for you. Now, take for instance, if I am in a mentoring relationship and I feel like it's not producing the results that I set out to achieve in the first place, what is your advice to me?
Okay, so first off, you need to understand that once you've understood that mentorship is a journey, the first question you need to ask yourself is you need to evaluate your options as far as that journey is concerned. Yeah, so how do you know that it's not working for you? Is it just about the time frame that you've given it to work for you? It has not clicked yet. That's the first question you should ask yourself. So is it about you being impatient? So probably I set out on a journey and I said that in 3 months I want to learn how to be a proficient speaker. And probably after 3 months, I've not been a proficient speaker yet, but I'm a proficient reader on the other hand. So the first question I should ask myself is, have I been able to find any progress thus far in that journey? So you should be able to evaluate yourself. Most times I tell people that for everything we do in life, it's best we learn to document. After we document, it's best we also learn to evaluate. That way you can marry those two things together in judging your progress or knowing if you've not made any progress. Now, if by chance you've done all of these things and you still find out that particular journey is not working for you, first thing I want you to put at the back of your mind is no experience in life is a waste. Yeah, no experience in life is a waste. So for every of that experience that you've learned from that person, if you've not gotten that desired result that you want to get, I want you to know that experience that you've mastered throughout that journey will still be instrumental at one point one point in time or the other. So that thing that you've learned at one point in time would be something that you will still eventually use. So you can't afford to say that probably because you've not gotten that desired result, that mentorship journey is a waste. Yeah. So now, if by chance you've also now seen that, oh, probably that thing is not working for you, see, there's nothing bad in you tracking back. There's nothing bad in you tracking back. It's only God that we probably get to deal with, and we say that, oh, by fire, by force, we have to stay with God all the days of our life. Like I said,
So
a
how do you
mentor
mean
is
by
a small
tracking
geo.
back? How do you mean tracking
Okay,
back?
so what? Okay, so why I mean by tracking back is when you go to what Joe Bashilo and Yashe Padasi.
Okay,
Yeah.
for
So what I
our
mean is,
non-Yoruba speaking, what does
yeah,
that mean
okay.
literally?
So if you can't go to the front, you will be able to go backwards. So what I mean is, if you can't proceed in that relationship because you feel that relationship does not make you, rather than make that relationship mad, you walk out of the relationship. So now I understand that there's some people that will probably, I've had some mentors that I looked up to that, or I felt, or probably their way of life would probably help my pattern grow. But when I found out that that particular idea was not working for me, what I did was I just tracked back. I terminated that relationship. So I chose that mentor myself. I didn't go into that relationship because I felt everybody was going into it. No, I went into relationship because I was deliberate about the person I wanted to go and meet. So at that point in time, when I felt like I was not getting the results I wanted to get, I have learned those lessons. So what I did was I just tracked back. I stopped that relationship. So I just didn't go ahead in those things that I was going to be doing because I wanted to learn from that person. But still on still, I am still learning from afar from that person, because I feel that every experience in life is major. Every experience in life is instrumental to our growth. Now, imagine that I've not had that kind of experience before. I would not be able to give this advice I'm giving right now. If I've not had that experience before, I would struggle to be able to talk about this particular thing I'm talking about now. So what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying in the essence is, number one, you need to understand as a mentee that no experience is a waste. So once you be able to understand that no experience is a waste, it makes it easy for you to be able to understand that, oh, fine, at the end of the day, nothing spoiled. I've still been able to learn one thing or the other. Number two, you also have to know that if Iwaju Obachelo, if you can't go forward again, you should be able to go backward. So that is, if you are not getting that desired result, you should be able to terminate the contract. Even contract statements, business contract statements are always terminated. So what about you that you are just learning from somebody? So learn to find ways by which you can track back. Then most importantly, you must learn to document and evaluate yourself, because at the end of the day, it might be impatience. It might be impatience. At a point in time, you might be feeling like, oh, I'm supposed to have gotten the desired results, but because I've not gotten desired results, you feel like, oh, you feel like you're not doing well enough, or you feel like that relationship is not doing well enough. So it might just be about you being impatient. Sometimes a mentor will tell you in 3 months you should get this results, and in 3 months you don't have the results yet. I've had a case where I have to mentor speakers, and at the end of the day, I found out that the time frame I gave that person to become a very profound speaker, the person didn't work with that time frame. That time frame couldn't meet up for the person because the person was a slow learner. You understand? So at the end of the day, does that mean that mentorship has not really been useful? No. It has just meant that that time frame that we've had for that person didn't work for that person. So you need to understand the principles of seed time and harvest. You need to understand the principles of seed time and harvest. So once you understand that principle, it would help you in trusting the process of mentorship. So if it's not working out for you, feel free to cut the relationship. If it's not working out for you, evaluate yourself, document and evaluate yourself, see if you have made any progress before you can even jump into making any decision. And if it's not working out for you third time, know that every experience is instrumental to your growth. So that experience that has not worked for you at that point in time would become instrumental for you one day, someday, one time or the other. Just trust that process, and see that particular experience, even though it didn't work out for you, even though you didn't get that desired result, you have still learned one more thing. Thomas Edison learned didn't succeed at making the light bulb about 400 times, but he learned how he could not have made the light bulb about 400 times. So for every failed attempt, you've only just learned how you could fail at something. So because after every failure, there's a success.
Yeah.
So you probably just learned how you could probably have just spoken well to another mentor to ensure that you don't have to waste your time again on that particular idea. So it's at the end of the day, nothing spoiled. It's still on the pathway to learning that particular thing that you want to learn. So that's going to be it for me.
Okay, great. So ensure that you have exhausted your patience. Don't be quick to rush out of it. I think that is really,
Exactly.
really deep, especially for this our generation where people are
Yes, okay.
just generally impatient. People get fed up easily. They want it now. They,
Here you go.
they call it the
Here you go.
microwave approach. They want it done now. They want it hot now, and that may not really be applicable when it comes to mentoring. You need to be patient enough to see it work for you. You need to document. That's important. Now, in
Yes.
backtracking, I
Yes.
I want us to strike a balance. All right. There's this thing about walking across your bridge, not burning your bridge, um, trying to still keep your relationships, do this, do not walk out, do not bang the door and all of that. So how would you strike that balance, when it comes to backtracking? Did you say backtracking? No, you said there was a word you used. What?
I'm waiting on you on that. You
Okay.
wanted to use my word, so I'm waiting on you on it.
You will find it when you respond. So I just know there's a tracking in it. So
Yes.
the ending of that relationship, right? There should be a process to it, and I want you to
Yes.
speak on that again, in the light of not burning your bridges and not slamming the door through which you are walking out.
Yeah. Now, you thank you so much, Tosin, for that. You need to understand that, like I said earlier, that that experience that didn't work for you has only made you a better person. Yeah. That experience that looked like, oh, it didn't add up for you, has only made you learn how an experience could not add up for you. So
And
what
how
I
not to
meant, in
do
other
it.
words, is, exactly. So, I did mention that I've had such an experience before and I had to track back. Now, how did I track back? First off, I knew that stuff was not working for me. So what I did was I maintained the relationship, but I didn't maintain an active relationship. I maintained a passive relationship in such a way that I am still learning from that person. But what I'm doing is I'm learning from afar. I'm no more learning from the inner circle. So, and I
Okay.
still sustain the relationship in such a way that if today I have to go back to the inner circle, nobody will say, Damilola, why did you leave?
The door is
You
still
understand my
open.
point? Exactly. So I can't afford to shut the door. Why? Because relationships are instrumental to everybody's success story. So that person that you must have felt that maybe at some point in time, what that person was doing to you was not beneficial to your growth, was not at any point useful to you. Be
Yeah.
careful, because you never can tell when that person would come back and be very useful to you.
Yeah.
So I think that on the other hand, what we should learn as individuals is every relationship is key. Even the relationships that don't work out. The Yorubas will say that a bastard child also has his own days. That is, omo buruku no lojo ite. That is, a bad child has his own days too. So the reason why we keep people at arm's length, the reason why we keep people at our center circle, especially when it comes to mentorship. Now, sometimes you need to understand that something might not work for you, but that doesn't mean you used to lose relationship with the person. Now, this particular person I'm talking about, on the person's birthday, I'll still send a text message. On the person's anniversary, I'll still send a text message. You understand? I still keep an active touch with that person, so that if by chance I need an opportunity from that person does not see me as an outsider. Because I understand that relationship with that person is key. So when I say track back, all I just mean is that's your active energy that you are using to invest in that particular thing. You can cut back on it. You can slack back on it a little bit. You can ensure that, if you are doing 100% before, you could be doing 40%. So that 40% at least will sustain the relationship and ensure that you can't afford to burn your bridges. Because the moment when that relationship was not working for you, in the next 5 years, that relationship can start working for you.
Yes,
So
exactly.
what happens if in 5 years the relationship starts working and you want to go back into the relationship and you've burnt your bridges? It
Wow,
becomes a bigger
wow,
problem for you.
wow,
Because
wow.
there was this particular session I was with Nia Desonya, and it was talking about people equation, and it was saying that the people that loved you before, if by chance they now hate you, it becomes harder for you to make them love you back. Yeah. So it is very important that you understand very well that these people that you have been in relationship with, if by chance you make that relationship go sour, because you want to bounce out of the relationship, or because you want to withdraw from the relationship, it will be 3 times harder for you to go back into that relationship, because you would have to battle with the part of trust. You have to battle with the part of would this person ever be able to invest so much in you like the person that invested in you before? So there's a way we used to do it. There's a way I do it now, in such a way that for every of my progress, when I'm writing any of my success story, I'll still write that person's name there.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the person sees my success, and the person starts saying like, oh, so this point in time when I was investing in Damilola, it was not a waste after all. Because nobody wants to see their efforts go wasted over anybody in this life.
And
So rather
everybody is
than burn the
relative to
bridges,
everybody is
thank you.
success has many relatives.
Thank you. So everybody is very important. The mother that chased a child away from home, and the child eventually eats a big contract under the bridge, and the child becomes a success under the bridge. The mother will come back some years after and say that omomini, if I didn't chase that child away from home, that child would not have met that contract under the bridge. You understand my
Honestly.
point? So
Mm-hmm.
so at the end of the day, everybody feels like their impact was their influence or their efforts was instrumental to the success that you have in the bigger picture. So it's important that you master the art of keeping relationships at arm's length. It's a strategy, and it took a long while for me to learn that strategy. I had to learn how to watch people. I had to learn how to master and understand people. I had to learn the mastery of relationship keeping. That was just it. I needed to learn the mastery of relationship keeping, and I learned it from a Yoruba home where you have so many relatives. The grandfather, the grandmother, the stepbrother, the cousin, the nephew. All of them are there, but there will be only a small circle that your parents would always talk to. But when it's festive period, your parents have everybody in the house. You feel like, oh, it's one big family when it's festive period. But when it comes to doing major things in the family, there's this set of people that they get to talk to. You understand? Now, why do they
Yes.
bring those people during festive period? Is it like they're not smart? No, what they are doing is they're only trying to mend old bonds to ensure that at
Yes.
least if we run to you, you'll be able to say, the last festive period I was at your place, you at least you still reference us. You understand my point? So all of
Yes.
these things are mastery of relationships. And well, maybe because I grew up in a Yoruba background, so it was relatively easy for me to manage these things and put them into my daily living as I was growing up. But you need to understand that burning any bridges will only put you in a bigger trouble. Because at the end of the day, before it's like this NSAS, the aftermath of NSAS protest now, we are looking for trillions and billions of naira to mend those shops that were burnt. You understand my point? But those shops, if they were still there, to maintain them would not be expensive. So that's how it is. So once you burn the bridges, it takes 2 times the price that you used to maintain for you to build a new bridge. So why not just leave that bridge there and just be petting the bridge, be passing there once in a week, be ensuring that bridge is still functioning. You understand my point? Be using scope. Wedding anniversary, maintain the bridge. Birthday, maintain the bridge. Some success story. Maybe you see a congratulatory
Baby
a
dedication.
congratulatory message. You understand? Maybe dedication, maintain the bridge. Be using small things. Message once in a month, maintain the bridge, because you never can tell. It might be by that
Public
time that
holidays
the
and
person
festivities, Christmas, New
maintain the
Year,
bridge. You get,
even
you get
Valentine,
so.
maintain the bridge.
So once you see an opportunity, it might be just be public holidays. Just use that to maintain the bridge. Now you are the one that understands that there is no active relationship between you people, but don't let the other party feel like there's no active relationship between you people. And should I also shock you? Most big mentors, they don't usually have time to always follow up on all the stories. You understand? It is we small mentees that we're always chasing them about. So sometimes they don't get to know that this person has gone. In their mind, they feel like you are already implementing the things they've taught you. So once they are seeing your messages once in a while, they are beginning to feel like this boy is still implementing. This boy is
Okay,
still
so
implementing.
so
We still
that
come back to
means
share the
that so
testimony.
that means that we really must put ourselves under pressure, um, stay on our toes to ensure that there are results, that they can relate with, because they're high up there, and like you said, they don't really even know when you have distanced yourself. They just assume that you're still working on it. What if you now distance yourself, you're still working on it, and then you have nothing to show for it? We just must stay on our
Well,
toes.
well,
That's what I'm trying to say.
yes. At the end of the day, there is I want you to mentor me, sir. I comes first. That is, I understand that there is a result I am looking for, and that's why I'm committing myself into the relationship. So, and that I will require personal effort, deliberate effort, so many things put together. Yeah, like I said, there are no rules to life, there are only principles. So, at the end of the day, if the person gives you principles and you don't put your eye in the principle, it eventually becomes a problem for you. Yeah, so it's important that you understand that there's a part of deliberacy in mentorship. Yeah, and if you don't get that right, it becomes a bigger problem for you, because you
Wow.
expect them to spoon feed you, and mentorship is not about spoon feeding. It's like mentorship is like you're doing PhD or you're doing MSc. It's research work. Yeah, the person
Mm,
will just come and facilitate learning. You are
mm,
expected to go outside your bracket, to go and find resource materials to ensure that that learning that has been facilitated becomes concrete in your life.
mm,
So
mm.
that's it.
Wow, thank you so much, Damilola. We're still on the show. It just feels like we should keep going on, but we're going to take two more questions right after the break.
You
You're
asked a
welcome
question.
back, and this is still Soar. Damilola has been speaking with us on several important things you need to know as a young person when it comes to mentoring. And I believe that if you're listening right now and you apply these principles, you will definitely get the best out of whatever mentoring relationship you are in. At this point, also, I'd like you to please leave your comments, your questions, observations in the live page. Head over to the live page and drop your comments and questions there. Guess what? They will be attended to. At the end of this show, also, we're going to be reading out all of Damilola's social media handles so that you can connect with him directly. If you have friends who should join in at this point, go right ahead, send the link to them, let them tune in and listen on this very interesting topic. All right, Damilola, I would like to know, what are the values that you have formed in your early years, your formative years? What were those things that helped you to become who you are today?
Okay, first off, I love to always make reference to this particular value system, and that's because the my first mentors in life that God placed in my custody were the ones that gave me this value, and that's my mom and my dad. My mom, most importantly, I remember sometimes in senior secondary school or throughout my years in secondary school, whenever they have to on prize giving day, they would always give most punctual to one person, and that person is always Damilola Abodunrin. And when they're about giving that award, they would say, "This award is to Mrs. Abodunrin." You understand? They would. I remember when I was growing up, there is no how. There are days when I probably wake up late and I would have to wear my school uniform inside the car. You know, I would wear my school uniform. I will complete my dressing in front of the school gate. Probably I'm
Wow.
just putting on my sandals in front of the school gate. And that was because my mom was a banker, so she already mastered the act of waking up early, getting us set and all of that. So today I work anywhere, and when they say, "Oh, Damilola, you're supposed to resume 7 o'clock," by 5 o'clock or by 4 o'clock, in my head, the alarm is already disturbing me. I don't even need to set an alarm. The alarm is already disturbing me. I wake up very early. I'm done dressing. I'm done doing everything. When they say, "Oh, yes," it's like already in my DNA. I didn't need anybody extra to tell me that, "Oh, Damilola, you have to be punctual to an event. You have to be punctual to anything." You understand? Even when I'm going to events hours before, because that's how I want to be seen. I want to be seen as punctual. I know punctuality also aligns with responsibility, because once you are punctual somewhere, you are seen as somebody that is responsible. That aura of
Absolutely.
responsibility Yes, they get to see it with you. And I also learned responsibility from my first mentors too, because I was able to, at a point in time in my formative years, I didn't really have my dad around, so it was more of my mom, and I had to always handle my younger ones at the same learn how to be how to learn to be a friend at the same time. So I learned responsibility from a very young age. So it was not easy, but it was worth it, because growing up now, I can face on anything heads on without having to think twice about that particular thing. So
Mm-hmm.
probably another value system that I would want to say is, I speak about this every now and then. I always want to be the yardstick of excellence. And one of the people
Wow.
that I learned this from is the trio. No, I would say the four of them now. Nia, Adesoya, and Larry Olushola. Those four people has really been instrumental to me, because when I see anything they do, I see excellence in it.
Okay,
Anything.
sorry, could you call
If
these four people again?
um Nia Adesoya, Feladro Toye, Reverend Sam Adeyemi, and Larry Olushola.
Okay.
You understand? These four people, by chance, anywhere, by chance, anywhere I find them, I always see excellence oozing out of them. Naturally endowed in excellence, if there's anything like that. Like, you see them, you see excellence in anything they do. If Nia Adesanya is running a boot camp, if you are a member of that boot camp, know that one thing that you get from that boot camp is excellence before you leave. If Fela Drotoye is running a leadership coaching or anything that has to do with, or if you are doing heart to heart, just know that one thing you will learn is excellence. If Reverend Sam Adeyemi is even doing online class, once you are living, you know that you are living with excellence. If Larry Lushola is doing it, I learned how to understand that excellence should be in my DNA. In fact, it's one of the creeds of the Fela Drotoye's tribe as individuals. You understand? So being the yardstick of excellence is something that I can't afford to joke with. So anywhere I find myself, the first thing I'm thinking of is Damilola, how can you be excellent at what you're doing? Yeah. So I've mastered the act of understand to know that I must be the yardstick of excellence. And number three also is that I'm a nation builder. So when other people are seeing that there is a casting down for Nigeria, probably when other people are seeing that there is a people are seeing tough time, I'm seeing an upliftment. I'm seeing a rising up. I'm seeing a future that might look unrealistic to so many people, but looks realistic to me. Why? Because these people that I've mentioned are people that have steered that part of me to make me understand that regardless of whatever situation that you're going through, there is still always going to be a breakthrough at the end of the tunnel. Now, there's
Yeah.
this particular tweet that Reverend Sam Adeyemi came up with on Twitter that I think a few days ago, and he was talking about a German being a person of excellence. That it's one of their creeds. It's one of the things that Germans live by. Once if a German does anything for you and you are not contented with that work, just tell the German that you are not back to go and do that work again, because that's their identity. They are known for excellence. You understand my point? Though, and little would you know and it's really not going to be a matter of surprise when you find out that apparently Germany is leading in so many things as far as excellence is concerned. But come down to Nigeria, what is our identity? That's question we should be asking ourselves. Probably you're talking
Mediocrity
about
for
poverty-stricken
now.
country. Probably you're talking about corruption. Maybe you're talking about insecurity. All of these things are the things that looks like our own identity. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and so Reverend Sam Adeyemi then further went into saying that going forward, we should be able to create a new culture that we want to live in. Now, how many people are ready? How many people are ready to understand that, yes, people will still be corrupt beside you, but you can't afford to be corrupt as an individual? How many people will be ready to understand that people will still change figures around you, but you can't afford to change figures?
Yeah.
How many people around you will still be will be ready to probably say that everybody is jumping the queue, but I will not jump the queue? How
Yeah.
many people will be ready to say until when the light turns green before I will move from this place to the other? How
Uh-huh.
many people will be ready to say that when I get to a filling station, or probably I'm stopping by a police station, or probably a policeman stops me and says that I don't have this particular vehicle papers, the next thing I'm supposed to tell the policeman is, sir, please, can I follow you to a place where I can obtain this vehicle particulars? I am not supposed to be driving without having this vehicle particulars. I am not
Uh-huh.
aware that this vehicle particulars is not there. Please let me go and get it. You understand my point?
Uh-huh.
How many of us will learn modesty in the way we talk to people? How many
Uh-huh.
of us will learn these basic value systems that would be able to uphold our structure back to where it used to become, back
Yeah.
to where it used to be? So all of these things is creating a new Nigeria, creating a new normal. Yeah,
Mm.
so we need to understand how that's. So for me, when something comes up, I am seeing it from the nation building perspective. I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing it from the motivational perspective. I'm seeing it from there is a light perspective. So when everybody is saying, oh, Damilola, stop being, you are being, there's a name they even call me now. They tell me I'm a positivist, or no, I'm looking for the word that somebody used for me of recent. The person said that I'm a kind of person that I always see things from that positive angle, and I'm like, yes, because there are so many reasons why we should be negative, but you would have to go the extra mile before you find things that are positive. So if I have to go the extra mile, I'm ready to go the extra mile to make it real. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the number three thing that I've learned as a value system. And last, there are so many value systems, but probably I just want to mention this one too. I have learned to dress well inside and out. I have
Ah,
learned to
you
dress
needed
well
to add the
inside
inside and out.
and out. Yes, I needed to add that one, inside and out. Most people feel, they used to say, if you be addressed the way you're addressed, you get to hear, the way you are dressed would determine the kind of places you can enter. But hey, let me shock you. So you have the door opened for you already. You were able to dress so well. You wore a nice tuxedo suit, badass tuxedo suit, and they're ready to allow you enter into the company. But quite unfortunately for you, they ask you to speak one word, and you have not dressed yourself well on the inside. That would be so disappointing. So I've learned to understand that dressing well on the outside is not good enough. You also have to learn to dress well on
On
the
the
inside.
inside, dressing well on the inside here would mean being
Yeah,
intellectually sound, being
exactly. You've built your mind,
alert in your
building your
mind.
mind. Exactly, building your mind, building your intellectual capacity, knowing what to say and how to say it, learning everything that you should learn to make you a good person. Now, see, I'm trying not to go scriptural here, but we are all trying to be like Christ. Jesus Christ is like the picture of perfection. Yeah, and if you have mastered or you have gone through all the life of Jesus Christ, you will see that Jesus Christ was almost 100%. The only time Jesus Christ probably had a little bit of let me say maybe a little bit of anger that sprung was when he was even in his human form, when he saw the fig tree and the fig tree was without fruit, and he cursed the fig tree. You understand? When the fig tree was without fruit, that was just that little part of where we can say that probably Jesus Christ wanted to act like and human like a human being at that particular point in time. So as human beings, we are wanting to be like Christ. So can you be Christ-like in everything that you are doing, even at your business place? That is how you have to be smart, you have to be intellectually sound, your mind has to be sound, everything that you are doing has to be sound. So when you are dressing well on the outside, it's
Yeah,
good to dress well on the outside, but how about dressing well on the inside? In fact, let your dressing well on the inside be 2 times the dressing well on the outside.
because
So that's how I put it.
because the one on the outside will eventually catch up with what is on the inside.
Thank you. In fact, the one on the inside will be the one to dictate the one on the outside. You cannot be
Amazing.
dressed well on the inside and you will not have the confidence, you will not feel the urge to dress well on the outside. So the kind of mentors I follow, we are having a normal heart-to-heart discussion, and you are seeing them catching up fully. Like, even if they have to break it down, Fela Drote posted a picture a few days ago. He was reading about Barack Obama in his courtyard, and even the outfits that Baba was wearing in his house self is making me feel like, Damilola, I feel there are still some things you need to go and work on as far as your play clothes is even concerned. You understand? So, those kind of people, they get to inspire me. So when people get to see me and they say, man, you're always dressing always up, your dressing is always uptight. Like, when people get to tell me I appreciate your outfit, I'm like, okay, thank you very much, but there are still some people that I'm still looking at the outfit and still like, Damilola, I think you can still do better. That moment when somebody says you're doing well, I feel like I can still do better. So that's one of my values. And I think the last I will be mentioning for this particular series, so that I don't have to take too much of your time on this particular one, is I'll talk about character. Character. See, the gift of a man would make way for him, but the character of that man would be the one to keep him on that lane. A man that lacks character is doomed for failure. See, let me look for a better way to put it. Let me sugarcoat it for people so that it doesn't look as if maybe I'm just being too, this brother is just too harsh with the way he's saying it. See, the truth of the matter is, once you don't have character, it's like you don't have anything in this world.
Say on.
There's this Yoruba adage that will say, "Obìnrin tó bá lẹ́wà tí ò níwà kò ní nǹkankan." That is, a woman that is beautiful but lacks character does not have anything. Now, all of these things that I've mentioned, there is one center box that carries all of them, and that's the character box.
Please say that again.
Yes, all of these things that I've mentioned, there is a box that carries all of them.
Like the two box. They ain't going anywhere without the two box.
Exactly. Like,
if the two box is not there, they're just scattered.
The all of these things I've mentioned is like, you're having plier, you're having screwdriver, you're having a tester, you're having kinikon, you're having kinikon. But the box that houses all of them together, is character.
Okay, so please break it down. That character that you talked about now, could you break it down?
Now, see, let me break it down this way. Your character would not only make way for you, it would sustain you on that journey after it has made way for you. Now, it would not only sustain you on that journey, it would also take you to the top.
What is
it would not
character?
only take what is character? Okay.
In your own words.
Okay. Your character is like your internal values. Character is what you live by. Character is what you do, how you do it, and to who you do it to.
What you
so
do,
character in
how
one
you
word.
do it,
Yes.
and to who
you do it to. Exactly. So character is your internal value. Character is your guiding principles that you live by. Character is your belief system. Yeah, that's like that's what character is all about. Character is like your belief system. Character is
of your being.
Exactly. It's exactly. So that's what your character is. So punctuality is a face of character. Hard work is a face of character. Smart work is a face of character.
In short,
dressing well on the inside is a face of character.
It's the reason for what you do.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's it. So that's like very, very important. So once you lack that character spice, once you lack it, it's a big trouble. Just go and start finding it. In fact, everything we do in life, every of our experiences, positive, negative, every one of them leave deposits on our character profile. So everything that we get to do,
Yes.
the people that we get to meet, the people that we get to talk to, the things that we consume, how we consume them, all of these things add up together, they form the character profile of every individual. So if by chance you make mistake to ensure that you are feeding on the wrong thing constantly, you know that you are drifting towards the wrong character profile. You feed on the right things constantly, you are drifting towards the right side of character. Now, you need
Wow.
3 people to most likely sustain your character for you. Yeah. And that's who are your mentors? Who are the people that you're looking at? Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2, who are the people that you are practicing those things that you've learned from your mentors on? You understand?
Yeah.
So then number 3, who are your friends that are helping you sustain that character?
Helping you sustain.
Sustain that character. Now, it's a different thing to learn something. It's a different thing to practice something. And it's a different thing to understand that, oh, I have learned, I have practiced, I want to keep this thing in check.
Yeah.
So these are the people that you get to relate with. These are like your accomplices, your acquaintances, your friends, the people that you get to relate with. So the people that you consume their product, your mentors, are a very instrumental factor in that deposit, in that character deposit. The people that you practice it on are those people that would also help you to shape that character into your own character. So I learned something from Samadiyemi, but who am I going to teach that thing that I've learned from Samadiyemi? How do I know that I learned it well from Samadiyemi? How do I know that I learned it well from Kunle Shorinyo if I've not practiced it on somebody? Then how do I sustain that particular thing?
To
So
be
those
sure
3
that
people are
I'm
very, very
even
important.
doing the right thing.
Exactly.
And I'm
Exactly.
doing it the way I've been taught.
It's very important that you have to learn to master those 3 things. They are very, very important. So
Okay, so
I think that will be it for me.
yeah, at this point, I want to ask you, how has lack of these values affected our society? Because you must agree with me that a lot of people, a lot of young people lack these values. I personally do not think that they just found themselves. Well, I personally do not think that they deliberately walked themselves into those situations. Somehow, maybe because of upbringing, environment, and all of that, they just suddenly found out and realized that they have acquired the wrong values. Now, how has this affected the society?
Okay, so I want to make this illustration. Growing up, I grew up in an estate though, but I remember that if by chance I go out and I probably wear something that is not appropriate, as a man, as a young boy, if I wear a clothes that is not appropriate, or probably somebody in the area sees me working with a few people that they don't look like people that I'm supposed to be working with, they will be the one to call my parents and tell them that àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ tá a rí pẹ̀lú Damilola ń jọ́ sí, the people that we saw with Damilola a few days ago, they are not the kind of people that we should
We
be
should
seeing
be
with
seeing
Damilola.
it with.
Yeah, I could remember the first day I ever drove my parents' car through the streets of the estate. So I just drove past. I was still learning, so I just drove past. I didn't know that the landlord association chairman was spying from the window. He had to call
So
my
there was
mom and said,
community at that point.
"Thank you." Now that's where I'm going to. But I want to finish the illustration. He had to call my mom and said, yeah, mommy, Dami, have you started allowing Damilola drive the car on his own?" Because probably he has never seen me drive the car where my mother was. He felt I sneaked the car out of the house to drive it myself. So there is a part of the community training is gone. The the technological sense of things now has so much changed, so many things that we sometimes ask ourselves that is it the same system that we run? I remembered growing up in an environment where I cannot afford to be late to the assembly. Once you miss the assembly, you know that you're in trouble. Now, I think they don't even do assembly again. I remembered a time when I was growing up when, if by chance you have to cheat in an exam hall, examination malpractice, or if by chance you failed an exam, your parents will be the first person to tell you, Ejo, Ejo, come on, repeat class. Please let that child repeat that class.
Automatically, even if you
You want
was brilliant.
automatic repeat. I could remember a time when I would probably get low grades and they would write red biro. Once I see red biro in my report card, I know that I'm in trouble once I get home. You understand? But now they don't use red biro again. They use blue, black, green, different shades of other biros. Now, where am I going to? The value system has depreciated over time. And that's because we are trying to imbibe a part of Western culture without not understanding that we have our own culture that we can't afford to joke with.
Okay, so
Now,
how
I
is
would.
this? Okay, I'm listening.
You want to say something? No, you want to say something?
Yeah,
Let me have it
I was
first.
going to now try to tie it to, its consequences, right? So if we've moved away from our own culture, our own value system, and if the community living, quote and unquote, where people watched out for themselves, where it was actually taking a village to raise a child, if we have drifted away from all of that, um, um, what do we have now currently, and how is it affecting us adversely?
Well, what we have currently today too is has its own positives, has its own pros, I have to say. Um, but the truth of the matter is, something that you never understood before you started doing it, it would become a problem when you get into it and you are trying to get an understanding of it. There will be so many things that will have gone wrong. So now, where we are today, we are trying to manage what we have because we can't go back to where we are coming from.
Yeah.
So it has really affected the system that even the children that are born now, the way people think now, they are now thinking like where they are going to. They are no more thinking like where they used to come from. So they've thrown away the realities of the old. They've thrown away the realities of the culture that we have, our cultural heritages, and they've embraced the realities of the new. So thereby now faulting some of the things that we knew as right, but they are now seeing that right as wrong. So that's why you now find out that for anybody that does what is right in society, they feel like you are insane. They feel like you are insane. Why should an 18-year-old child be doing drugs? Why should a 15-year-old child or a 16-year-old child or a 20-year-old child be doing drugs? Now, gone are those days when let me just speak on that drug aspect. Why should somebody like that be doing drugs? And you will now see the person and you say, you start giving excuses for that person. Yeah, you understand my point? So the system that we have now has so deteriorated that it has affected apparently all the strata everywhere. So we have to be deliberate about trying to bring back our old value systems. Now, we can't discard all of the new value systems that we have, social media, technology, so many other things that has come as a result of the new normal that we have. A good number of them are good, but a good number of them too are bad. This is no offense to any lady. Why should a lady feel like the next thing you want to do is to take a picture that you're half naked and place it online because of likes and followership, because of social media age? Now that is a Western culture that you're bringing into your own system because you feel that will make you have general acceptance from some set of people.
And that might just in turn increase the statistics of rape or something, in our own
Exactly,
context.
but at the end of the day, we would also want to say that why won't why won't a man to also learn self-constraint, that there is no excuse for rape? But at the end of the day, we can't all blame a man that does not know how to curb himself when he sees something like that, because even Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, when Eve was naked and Adam was naked, they had to go and cover themselves. So
Well,
you understand? So I feel we just have to be able to track back our steps. We have to do well with the ones we have right now, because there are so many positives in the new age, but there are so many negatives in the new age as well that we can't afford to joke with. We are Africans, and there's so many. We are Nigerians basically, and there's so many beauty in our cultural heritage that we can't afford to throw away. In fact, the Western culture would come here to learn about our own cultural heritage. So why should we throw away our cultural heritages, our cultural heritage for their own cultural heritage that at the end of the day is killing us? So I think I'll just stop it there.
yeah, wow, Damilola, thank you so much. We have had a wonderful time. And because we're running out of time, we are going to be calling it a day, wrap up this particular episode. But just before we do that, let's go on this short break. You're welcome back. And at this point, I'm just going to ask Damilola one more question and we will draw the curtain. So, Dami, if you have the opportunity of saying thank you to your mentors, what would you say?
You said thank you. If I had the opportunity of saying thank you is small. Thank you is small. Because I wish that I was I was able to say more than thank you to these amazing people. I would want to first of all say that I bless the grace of God over their lives, because they have decided to take the lead role. Because if we never saw them in front, I wondered how people like myself will be able to sustain some of these values that are lost. Reverend Sam Adeyemi would always say something that I always hold so dearly. He says that a knowledge that is not passed will die with the generation that it goes with. So my generation is like the link between the old generation, the people that are going ahead, and the generation that is coming behind.
Exactly, a
And not so
transition
many people,
generation.
yes, we are that transition, and not so many people in my generation are taking and are paying attention to these things that we are holding so dearly.
Absolutely.
So I bless God for the kind of mentors that I have. Kunle Shoriyan, Lanre Olushola, Reverend Sam Adeyemi, um, Niyi Adesoya, Fela Drotoye, the great Fela Drotoye, Baba Obasanjo, you know, um, 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 Reverend Wole Owolabi, Reverend Akinlolu. All of these people, they really, really just helped me. My dad, my mom, all of these people, they really, really helped me. And, I can just say that I bless God because they decided to take the giant stride. I really can't imagine doing this for hours, and I've not held any book to read anything on what I've been talking about for hours. I've not remembered checking the dictionary for something before I could answer any of your questions, because I have consumed these people. Like I have
Yeah,
I
I
eat
can see
them,
that.
I drink them,
I
I
can hear
sleep with
that.
them. You
Hmm.
get my point. So all of
How
those
come they
people
are
are
all
people that
men
have
except for your mom?
okay, Jumoke Adenowo,
Are you
maybe
a
I need
male
to start bringing it
chauvinist?
down. Nike Adeyemi, Nike Adeyemi, maybe I need to keep it up. Tara Drotoye too is doing a very,
You
very
just pick their
amazing,
spouses.
okay.
Okay,
Okay,
fine.
wait for it. Okay, so Jumoke Adenowo is a lady, and she's not the spouse of any of these people that I've mentioned earlier.
And your mom
Hello.
is your dad's spouse.
Ngojovela, Ngozi, Auntie Ngozi, no, sorry, Mommy Ngozi now. I like to call her Auntie. So, Mommy Ngozi now, I'm coming. There's this other woman, this amazing woman that I always consume. Okay, when I remember her, I'll just make reference to her. So, I really want to say, it's beyond the thank you. I'm just grateful that they were able to take the giant strides, because I know in a few years from now, people would also look at me, people will look at you, and they will say that thank God you were able to take the giant strides. we are riding on the wings of some people. Some people would also ride in our own wings. So
Yeah,
if those ones never took the giant stride, I wonder where we will be today.
yeah,
I wonder
absolutely.
why I won't have to think negative, why I won't have to think, even when situations are not adding up for me, why I will not want to think of doing anything illegal, is because these people have restructured my value system. Beyond what my parents has taught me at home, these ones have retaught me. They've remodeled me. You understand my
Yeah.
point? So I bless God because these ones have been able to take the giant stride. Yes, I really, really bless God. Yes, Mommy Bukwa Wushika. Thank you. That's her name. Yes.
How
Yes.
did
So
I know?
so
I just didn't want to know.
so I bless God that I've been able to consume this one's content. I bless God that I've been able to take giant stride. Then, and if there's another thing I want to probably just thank them for, I want to also thank them for giving themselves out to selfless sacrifice and service.
Yeah.
Selfless sacrifice and service. Now, on the part of purpose, my mentor Feladro Toye would always say that there is when there's no income, income sustains impact. Income sustains purpose. There's a financial part to purpose. But these ones have decided to dedicate themselves to their callings, to their purpose before the money even started coming in. So all of these ones that decided to go through that journey, it was because they saw the light. So that
Yeah.
light that they saw is giving us morale, is giving us motivation. Even if money is not coming in now, we are ready to still keep pushing.
Yeah.
So all of these things that they've done, this success sacrificing service, keeps giving us reasons why we can't afford to give excuses
Yes.
for any moment we are going through. So I also bless God for them because they didn't give to start fighting. They didn't give excuses when they were supposed to move. Because
Mm.
their failure to give excuses then is one of the reasons why I am not giving excuses now. So
Wow.
that's going to be it for me.
Wow. 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 Amazing. 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 And as much as I also know these people, I just see them as people who operate within the same industry and they are still making
Yeah.
tremendous impact. Do you understand? They
Yes.
are quite
Yes.
a lot of you, right? But the fact that they all do the same thing really does not make them show the world that they are in a competition or anything. They are
Yes.
just decided to
Mm-hmm.
carve out their own respective niche and
Yes.
they are
Yes.
making impacts all the same. Thank you so much, Damilola. So if our listeners are to connect with you after this show, where do we connect with you?
Okay, so Instagram is at Transparency Speaks. On Instagram, at Transparency Speaks. That's Transparency, TRANSPARENCY. Then Speaks, SPEAKS. On Twitter, at TP Speaks. That's at TEEPEE_speaks, SPEAKS.
EAKS.
Yes, at TEEPEE_SPEAKS. Then, if they want to reach out to me via YouTube, they can just follow my YouTube page, Damilola Abodunrin on YouTube. But I use more of my Anchor podcast, my podcast platforms. I have so many episodes of motivational pieces on podcasts that they can get to listen to. They should just search Transparency Speaks on any podcast platform.
All
Any
right.
Transparency Speaks or Damilola Abodunrin. They will
Wow.
find my podcast. Yes, on any podcast platform. They should just search it. They will find it. They'll find it. They'll find it there. Audio Max, Spotify,
Yeah.
Anchor, Pocket Cast. Just search it.
You
Just
see why
search it.
I
You'll
said we
find
are
it there.
still following after you.
Just search it. You'll find it there. Then if you also want to reach out to me via my contact number, via WhatsApp, I that's also readily available. That's 0816.
Go ahead.
Okay, 0816 416 3650. They can do that, or they can also reach out to me via mail abodunrin@gmail.com. abodunrin@gmail.com.
Wow.
So so they can also reach out to me via those platforms. Those are like the ready-made platforms. They can also just reach out to me anywhere, anytime. Then I also have two shows that I run on radio, Stride Radio. I run a motivational show from 7:35 to 8 o'clock. Then on JMP Radio, I run the show from 10 o'clock to 10:30. Motivational shows and so many other things are coming up
And
at
all
the
of these
moment. But
shows are done daily.
yes, for GMP Radio is done on Monday and Wednesday. For Stride Radio is Monday to Thursday.
Wow. So if you're within the axis of Ibadan, right? These are
Yes.
the
You can even listen
station.
to it anywhere. It's online. They are online radio stations. So we've
Okay.
left the local frequencies. So just www.strideradio.net. They can reach out to me there by that time. Strideradio.net. And for JMP Bliss Radio, it's just
Wow.
search like using the Google engine.
Okay, so
Yeah,
all of these handles and links are right in the live page. So please, before you leave, ensure that you take a sneak peek of what we have there. They are for your consumption. Ensure to connect with Damilola, and you will be inspired. You will be inspired. Personally, I am inspired by its tenacity. It just keeps on going. Every morning it shows up. Every morning it shows up. It's just there. It keeps on going, and that inspires me a whole lot. And I've heard him speak. That part where he talked about positivity, having a positive mindset, knowing that something great can still come out of Nigeria, is the same thing I keep hearing him talk about. And Dami, I just want to encourage you. I want you to know that payday is coming. All right, payday is just around the corner. Keep at it. Keep on doing it. The skies are your stepping stones, just the beginning for you. And to our listeners, we want to say a very big thank you for joining today. It's been an absolutely fantastic moment with Damilola. I am super excited about what is ahead of you if you will apply most or all of these principles that we have talked about today. Remember, mentoring is not a rocket science. Remember that you are not allowed to clone your mentor. You must be convinced in the things that you do and be assured of the reason you do them. Ensure that you know God for yourself and you know His plan and purpose for your life. Also, make sure that you do not walk out of a mentoring relationship rudely or harshly. Do not burn your bridges. Maintain your bridges. Do not burn your bridges. Maintain your bridges. A lot of other things that Damilola has said today, which have been a blessing to me. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I hope to meet with you again in the next episode of SOAR Season 1. But until then, stay safe, stay sane, and have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Ready, let me know so that I can listen to it too as well. I'd love to listen to myself.
I will.
It's one of my joy.
I
love to listen to myself. It's my joy. I used to learn from myself.
Okay. Belle, take care. Udabo.
Yeah, bye. Oopsie. Oh, yeah.
Not to leave meeting you. We're giving you the honor of leaving before us.